Here are two safety reasons why you should upgrade from a single spring system to a two-spring system, especially after you added insulation to your garage door. The first one is improved weight distribution and safety. With the added insulation, your garage door is now heavier, and a single torsion spring it's under a greater strain trying to lift that extra weight. Switching to a two-spring system, it evenly distributes the weight, reducing the load on each spring. The second reason why you should upgrade from a single spring to a two-spring system is for the maintenance part. If the single spring were to break, the door automatically becomes really heavy and difficult to maneuver. While in a two-spring system, if one of them breaks, the other one's still helping out with the weight, making it easier to maneuver and make maintenance on it.
I'm using a weight chart from doorbino.com as a reference to estimate the weight of my garage door. While I could measure the weight with my analog scales, this gives me a quick estimate to help me determine the best springs for my door. That said, the exact weight might not be a huge factor since you can always compensate the minor differences in the weight with the torsion spring. For my door, I'm looking at the specs for a 24 gauge 16x7 steel garage door. The chart provides the estimate weight, recommended spring specs, and how many springs you will need. I also use an application from servicesprings.com, downloaded the PC version to help me explore different options for my setup. Once the application was installed, I opened it and navigated to the Spring Engineering tab. For the assembly, I selected single, standard lift with a 15-inch radius. I opted for two springs, and for the internal diameter, I chose 2 inches. I researched my drum and chose that accordingly. Then I entered my door dimensions and weight. The torsion spring spec provided will vary depending on the number of cycles you choose. I went with 10,000 cycles since I don't use my garage for parking cars, so it doesn't get used as frequently. You will notice how the specs change based on the cycle rating you select. I will leave links for these online tools in the description below. With this information, I found some really great deals on Amazon for the springs I was looking for. The set also included the winding bars and safety gloves. Mine had $40 off coupon plus an additional 10% off. As you can see, they offer a wide range of options. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can check them out. I'll start by releasing the garage door from the motor and unplugging the motor from the outlet. As a safety precaution, I'll then lock the garage door to ensure it stays securely in place during the process.
Torsion springs are under a lot of tension, and if you're not careful, they can cause serious injury. So I'll walk you through every step to make sure you're safe from start to finish. If you're unsure of any part of this process, call a professional. Remember, safety should always come first.
I'm adding a small piece of electrical tape to mark where the winding bar is fully seated inside the cone. This will provide me a visual indicator to ensure I always get the winding bars fully seated while winding or unwinding the torsion springs. Once again, safety first.
So safety first, don't forget your safety glasses. I'm using these gloves not because of the slippage, but also you don't want to get your hand caught anywhere in here. So I'm just going to stick to everything that came on the kit where I bought this. So I'm going to release some of the tension from the spring. For that, I'm going to seat this very well first. I'm going to apply a little bit of tension, insert the other winding bar, and then let it rest in here. So now there's tension going through the bar that it's pushing right against this support from the garage door. I'll use a 7/16 socket just to loosen up the set screws. Once you have loosened up the set screws, you want to have your body completely out of the way of this region right here. If anything were to untwist, you want to be out of the way from this area. So what I'm going to do though, I'm going to have now the two winding bars in there. I'm going to put tension and then let it go slowly until it rests right there. And then I'm going to rinse and repeat this until it completely unwinds. As you go through this exercise, there's going to be less resistance since the torsion spring is going to lose its force from the compression or expansion from the twisting. So it feels without any tension. I'm going to remove the winding bar here, and let's see if we don't have any surprises. Ready, set, go. Yeah, nothing happened. All right, so this thing is pretty loose now. So I'm going to proceed to remove this, and I'm going to unbolt it from the connection right here in the middle, and then I'm going to remove the wheels there. All right. So let's do that.
Remove those two bolts and set them aside to use them later with the new springs.
All right, so after we loosen it up, we can just move this around since it's disconnected from the motor. Remove the cable, get it out of the way where it doesn't obstruct anything. And then we gotta release this drum. So I'm gonna use a 7/16 socket. Simply lose that up. I added a zip tie right in the middle to prevent the torsion bar from falling off, but that's about it.
I moved the drum out of the way to give me a little bit of room to remove those two bolts holding the torsion bar right bracket. By removing the bracket, it prevents me from disconnecting or removing the garage door motor, which is on the opposite side of the torsion bar. After the bracket was released, I used my mallet and provided some persuasive love. I added a zip tie to keep the torsion bar in place while removing the right bracket. Once that's done, I'll cut the zip tie and slide everything out to the right. Here's something interesting. Through the spring engineering application, I discovered that the single torsion spring for my door specification is only rated somewhere between 2 to 8,000 cycles. I used the app to analyze my current setup and found out that overall I'm getting a better cycle count from the new configuration.
So this is the right torsion spring, and this one's gonna go on the left, just like we're seeing it here, as if we were facing the garage from the inside. And this is the left torsion spring, which is gonna go on the right. And this is where they meet at the center, and I'm gonna be bolting them together at the center joint.
Here I'm just sliding both springs and the drum. Reattach the right bracket using the impact driver and finish it manually with a wrench. Here, simply slide the torsion spring over the mounting bracket and insert the 2-inch plastic bearing thingy that was previously there and connect both springs at the center bracket. I was able to use the impact driver at the bottom bolt, but I needed to manually tighten the upper bolt since part of the spring got a little bit in the way. Not a big deal though. Once the springs are secure at the center bracket, it's time to reinstall the right drum. First, insert the cable and lock it into the groove. Then, rotate the drum and hold it tight with one hand while you torque it down with the impact driver.
We're now ready to proceed and start tensioning each one of the torsion springs. So I'll be applying 30 quarter turns to each one. And at the end, I'll be checking the balance from the door and adjust accordingly if needed, right? So I'm gonna start counting 30 turns. I'm gonna twist this, probably there. I don't know if it's the right turn, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna start adjusting. So 1. And remember to keep your body out of the path of the winding bars. If anything goes wrong, that's the first thing it's gonna hit. 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 30. All right, at this point, I'm gonna start tightening up the set screws. I'm gonna hold the winding bar just in case.
I have no idea what I was looking for, but I guess I was looking for something.
I'm gonna lift up and then go back slowly. There you go. Woo! Next. All right, same thing on the other side. I'm gonna twist it this way. I'm gonna start counting to 30. 30. Of course. 31. I want one more because of the set screws.
If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on future tips and projects.
Lift, remove, let it go slowly. That's it.
I'm going to remove the lock. I don't know what happened, but the mask fell off the wall and it broke. Sad moment.
So after tightening both springs, I'm going to check for balance. So I'm going to try to lift with one hand. Stays there, it's pretty well balanced. So if there was a need to readjust at the door, I will go back, remove or add 1/4 turn if needed. But that's about it. So I'm going to engage the motor and test the door. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.